So you're Blues captain Ryan O'Reilly, and you want a haircut that's as custom as your stick curve. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so you get your signature look every time. We got you, and you got this. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
And here he is, one half of the team, Donnie and Dhali. Weekdays, 10 to 12 on Czech television. Canucks Insider, Friday regular, Mr. Rick Dhaliwal. How are you?
Couldn't be better, gentlemen. What a day last night was, and what a day today is. It's certainly we have no shortage of things to talk about.
No, we don't. So, Mr. Insider, what happened with this deal that allegedly fell through with JT Miller, the 13th overall pick, and the New York Islanders?
Well, first of all, let me. I want to start out by saying I did talk to Jim Rutherford this morning, and I just want to get some thoughts out before we get to the Islanders thing, because there's clearly now starting. You can sense a little bit of impatience by Canuck fans, which everyone thought, Miller would be traded by now. Rutherford told me this morning. A lot of speculation. We may or may not trade him. There's no panic. There's no deadline at the draft to sign or trade him. Everybody needs to slow down. It's not frustrating. We may never get it done. Maybe we sign him. There's a good chance he could be at training camp. We are not trying to trade him today. Today is all about draft picks, so that's what happened at the draft. The Canucks made, I think, 5 more selections. Hey, look, guys, clearly the offers have not been good enough. If they were good enough, a Miller deal would have been executed by now. But the bottom line is the Canucks don't like what they're hearing from the offers, and as a result, it hasn't been done. It just hasn't been done. Now, let's get to that. Okay,
well, I don't just know before you go there, Rick, let me ask this. Will the offers get better?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
I mean, I guess they've got free agency next week and those who lose out on top 6 guys, right? But at that point, you wonder, will they have missed the boat? We'll have the best value, the home run trade gone by the wayside.
So the team that gets Kadri or Forsberg or Malkin or DeBrincat's off, he's off the board. He went to Ottawa from Chicago. So are they going to lose? Maybe some of the best offers for Miller are in that group that might go after those guys on the free agent market. I suspect they'll keep trying till the free agent market opens on July 13th with Miller. I think they will leave Montreal without a Miller deal. It's not from a lack of trying, from what I've been told, guys. It just didn't happen. Now, on to the Islanders rumor. I did ask Rutherford about that, and his response to me was, in your industry, unfortunately, things are made up. Never had a conversation with the Islanders, nothing, zero to the story. It's embarrassing. And also the retraction of, it was blow, and he had a kick out of the retraction. It was, and then I guess there was a tweet saying they were close, and it blew up at the last second. Look, the Canucks are denying it. Alvin denied it last night. Rutherford denied it this morning. The reporter Elliot Friedman is a top-notch, one of the best in our industry. You guys know that. He's right there with Drager, and LeBrun is the best in this country. He was the first one that said there could be possible. So basically, I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people say there was something to it, and a lot of people say there wasn't. One person I asked that would know if the Canucks and Islanders are close, and his response was, I don't have any idea. And that tells me that when that person tells me that, I don't get the sense, because that person that I talked to would know. And I don't get the sense there was something adamant or,
Rick, let me ask this. Let me ask this by way of follow-up. I think it's becoming clear that there may well be a lot of other teams that don't relish having to pay JT Miller a rich contract extension, much like the Vancouver Canucks. And let's face it, it's not like there's a ton of money in the system, right? With the cap going up incrementally and so many teams that were already maxed out, capped out prior to the pandemic, which cut revenues and all of that. Do you know whether any team out there has gotten to the point where they've had permission to talk to Miller and the agent, or at least got a sense of what it would take to re-sign him and are just sticker shock and out on any kind of Miller deal? Do you know whether that's happened yet?
That's the sense. Is I don't have any evidence that Miller's agent talked to any teams. I don't have that evidence. I can't.
But there's the official talk, and then there's the okay, we understand the parameters of re-signing an extension with Miller would be about this much term and about this much money, and obviously some sort of trade protection, and just maybe teams don't even want to look at the price tag because they fear for their wallets. Or their cap space.
I think teams know that if you're going to get him on an extension, it's not going to be cheap. We've heard the Mika Zibanejad comparable for a long, long time. That's 8.5. And the Canucks. There was an earlier report on Vancouver radio that the Canucks offered 8 years. Well, that's not correct. Both sides shot that
was
down.
Retracted. And that was retracted too.
Yeah, that was retracted, just like the other thing was retracted yesterday. But what I'm trying to tell you is term is one of the biggest issues with the Miller contract in Vancouver. Why would they offer 8 years? I could see the Canucks trying to do something in 5 or 6 years. But if you're looking at UFA status and you just scored in a year and you just scored 99 points and, you're a centerman, you're a winger, power play, penalty killing, overtime, shootouts, you're a big part of this hockey club. There's a part of me that feels the Canucks also don't want to get rid of this guy because they know how important he is. If you're Bruce Boudreau, do you really want to get rid of this guy who is playing some nights upwards of 24, 25, 26 minutes a night?
Here's the thing, too, on the failed Islanders trade guys. Does it matter? I mean, we don't know the parameters of this trade. Lou walked away from it. Lou blew it up. Lou's Lou. We know he's kind of marches to the beat of his own drummer, and we don't know even that this was a trade that was that great of a trade. So it's hard to know if this is even that big a deal that this particular trade blew up.
Yeah, and it just, but the old saying is somebody told me this morning that, Rick, where there's smoke, there's fire. And, for a national broadcaster to go on national TV during the draft and say there's something brewing between the Canucks and Islanders, that's pretty strong stuff. And, Elliot, his track record is splendid. It's tremendous. He's one of the best in our biz. So, somebody did tell me that, where there's smoke, there's fire. But you're right, though, Blake. We have no idea. Nobody has the details.
Maybe it's a bullet dodge. We have no idea.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So it's kind of mute talking about it, but it didn't happen. Bottom line.
What about we don't know for sure, but just on the outside looking in and thinking it through logically, it probably would have delivered the Vancouver Canucks another pick, 13th overall.
Yeah.
Last night, so Lekkerimäki and someone perhaps.
Obviously, that's not the only thing, and what's that additional piece? That's what defines the trade to me. So
but here's the other one for you. What did Lou do? He got Romanov, a defenseman. He lost Jonathan Toews, or Devon Toews, the kid from Abbotsford, to Colorado. He got 2 drafts. He didn't want to lose him. Toews was playing 24 minutes for, Barry Trotz and doing really well on the island, and they ran into cap issues. So what did he do? He got Romanov. He didn't get a forward. So everyone's assuming that he was talking to Vancouver about a forward. Well, maybe he was talking to Vancouver about a defenseman.
Yep.
We don't know. That's true.
Right.
What about a second round pick? What about trading for a second round pick? What about liquidating a Tanner Pearson? Heck, maybe a Niels Höglander. And again, I'm not advocating, folks. I'm just saying, was that ever an option? Do you think did that ever go down any level of a road here for the Canucks?
Yeah, are you saying did they try to get a second round pick?
Via a roster player trade, like a chance to create some cap space and make it a pick.
Oh, I asked Rutherford this morning. I said, "Is there any chance of getting a second-round pick?" And he said, "No, the prices are too high." He says, "We're going to get a good player in the third round," and off they went. The other thing I want to say to both of you, and I said to Donnie and Ryan on the show, and I understand the patience level in the city. And I get it. Everybody wants big moves. They saw big moves by Montreal, Chicago, Ottawa. We saw some big trades. This ain't going to happen overnight. And this regime was left with no cap space. No prospects on the farm. The last 3 years, first round and second round draft picks traded in each year, which is just cripples a franchise. It's going to take time to get out of this. Untangle it. He's used the word, Rutherford has used the word untangle. Well, it looks like it's going to take a little bit longer to untangle. Now, say they were trying to get rid of OEL's contract this weekend. How do you do it with a sweetener? Well, he doesn't have any sweeteners. He doesn't have a first or second round pick to throw. You look at the Maple Leafs. They got rid of the goaltender Mazaric's contract. They had to throw in the first, but at least they had the first. And you know, you saw some other teams dumping some salary as well. But this new regime was not dealt a great hand by the previous regime, and it might take a little bit longer to get out of this than people thought originally.
What would be your best guess then? Is Miller in camp?
Well, he told me this morning that there's a good chance he could be at camp. And I think people are going to have to but you know what? One phone call changes everything. We talk.
No, that's exactly it.
You know, we talk and we sit here and we talk like we're experts and we know we heard this, we heard that. Reality is they only know. Only the Canucks know what the offers have been. Are they close? Are they far? Can they get this done next week? July 13th is free agency. And here's the other one for you guys. Going into free agency, the Canucks have around $5 million to play with. That's after they re-sign Lammikko and Highmore. Jim said that they're still going to be active looking for complementary pieces, but they're not going to be in on the big names unless they trade and make some more cap space. But it's going to take a little bit longer to untangle the cap situation. When they do hit the market, and if it's only $5 million, they're not going to be able to be in on the Kadris. They're not going to be able to be on that high market, the Malkins and all those guys. But what Jim said is they will have enough money to get some complementary pieces. Obviously, hopefully a top 9 forward or maybe a mid defenseman, maybe a 4, 5, 6 guy. But keep an eye on that. But they don't have a ton of money to play with unless they, free up some cap space.
I understand you have some insight on the top 2 picks for the Canucks in this draft, both of them sweets.
Well, first of all, when the Canucks drafted Jonathan Lekkerimäki,
yes!
Lekkerimäki, everybody on Twitter last night.
Nailed it, Rick.
Just hold on a sec.
It.
Hold on a sec. Everyone on Twitter, Dhaliwal is going to screw up, and including your sidekick there, Matt.
I know.
He himself.
I never doubted you, Rick.
If there is one guy in this city that was waiting for me to screw it up, and it's Blake Price. But take that, Blake.
That's right.
Jonathan
and your
Lekkerimäki. There you go.
There you go.
Anyways, that's
Blake Price and his fancy Harvard.
The way Patrick Oveen said Jonathan sounded a lot different than what you said. So
anyways,
that's okay.
I don't care. Jonathan
allowed to anglicize
Lekkerimäki. This is a good pick, guy. The Canucks had him higher on their list. Pettersson's his favorite player. Wears 40. Talked to some scouts last night. Pure goal scorer, sniper. Got to fill out his body. Big deal. Do you remember when Quinn Hughes walked to the stage and Brian Burke was on the broadcast and he said, "Oh boy, guys, this isn't a big player. And what has it meant? What has it meant we all talked about Pettersson's weight in the first 2 years. These guys have incredible hockey sense and, this guy's he's going to fill out his body. He'll be fine. But he's got something that, one scout told me he's the best goal scorer, pure sniper in the draft. So that's really good. Led all U18, 15.6 games. He will go back to Sweden. The Canucks, Mikael Samuelsson will watch him. His rights are owned by the Vancouver Giants. GM Barclay Parnetta and Coach Michael Dick met Lekkerimäki in Montreal to say hello, hi. We took you in the import draft, so I like that. And then this morning, guys, round 3, Vancouver's 80th pick, defenseman Elias Pettersson. It's not a joke. Yes, there is another Pettersson. Exact same names. 6'2", 185, left shot. Talked to his agent this morning. Kid's excited. Again, another kid growing up. That was a Canucks fan, Pettersson fan. When you look at the Canucks-Swedish connection, and I'll go back to my favorite Swede of all time, Thomas Gradin. Schmiel Gradin-Fraser, my favorite line of all time. The Canucks' history with Swedish players has been tremendous. I don't think there's another organization that has done as well with Swedes as the Canucks have done over the years. And now all these kids are getting drafted saying, I want to play in Vancouver. Pettersson, the Twins, the legacy continues for Swedes and Vancouver in this market.
Ricky, wonderful stuff, my man. Nailed Lekkerimäki. As I knew you would. As I knew you would.
And Price is going to have a horrible weekend. You know what he's going to do? He's going to pout. He should have screwed up. Damn, he didn't screw up.
I'm a little bit disappointed. If we're being completely honest here. 45
minutes last night in front of a mirror.
Yeah, because I was going to say he has screwed up easier names than that. Yeah. So credit where it's due here.
Chris Botta from the Islanders media.
Hey, stop. Stop. Listen, Lekkerimäki, I got it. And Price, that'll screw up your weekend. I don't give a crap.
So, Rick, I have some bad news for you, my man. We know next Friday is your last hit with us because you and Donnie are going away for the summer after that. Here's the thing. I won't be on next Friday's show.
What?
Patterson's sitting in for me. I know. So you're going to have to deal with Blake Price and his smart Harvard mouth.
He thinks he's always up here and everyone's below. I know. Blake's always looking at everyone like this. Oh, hi everybody! I'm up here. Yeah. I'm the best of the best of the best.
We were at UBC yesterday for Whitecaps training. You should have seen how snooty he was. It was unbearable.
Because we didn't go to UBC, SFU, and Harvard like he did.
No,
Carlton. I barely got
last chance to you, Ricky.
I barely got past grade 12, as you know.
Rick, love you much. Have a great week here and great summer. We'll hear you on the show next week, and we'll catch up down the road.
All right, gentlemen.
Bye, Rick.
You be well.